actually been waiting to do this video for a while. This video that there is actual the new gen GTA 5 has been released. Like now, this works with Xbox, PS4, PC, all the consoles that have GTA. Not everyone's noticed it. I've managed to catch it actually because I've been playing around. But what it is that everyone says that the RAM and hardware with the game, it doesn't allow for something as simple as the differential. Well, to be honest, that's not true. I have vehicles that I use for drifting, and I managed to actually extend some of the drifts just by changing up a few parts. So for instance, let's just say you have if you wanted it to have more grip, you would put another neon in the back. The reason why is because the neon will add weight. And if you wanted to get rid of that weight and make it more front heavy for, I don't know, say drifting, then you'd be able to do it. All you have to do is either add a neon to the rear or a neon to the front. Or in some cases both. But it all depends. And actually, that will also makes it more of a choice. You can actually set up the vehicles to a way where you can actually choose how you want them to handle. Like, I'm going to be showing you guys soon enough. I have about maybe 30 vehicles. And I'm still been working on some vehicles, but about say about 10 of my vehicles, I've actually managed to put that weight differential and aesthetic to use. Like, everyone knows that the entity is a freaking monster at taking turns with hard handling. Thing is with that, you can actually give it even more handling. You can fully upgrade it and everything, turbo, suspension, all that, yes. But thing is, you still have that sliding factor with the car. So, what I did, I put a neon on the front, as you will see soon. Now, you will feel the difference right away when you put a neon on a vehicle. It will either give it a huge kickoff with boost, or whenever you start off in first gear, or either you're going to feel the car slide more. In my case, since the engine's in the back on an entity, in order for me to get it balanced, I had to put a neon in the front and neon in the side. Just putting the ETA and the set to now you see how I'm barely losing grip, but I guarantee you if I were to take these neons off, I probably wouldn't have as much grip. And also I'm able to control the car way better than what I would regularly. So actually what I'm going to do, in order to demonstrate this, you pull the car off the street. Pick a car that's all... Alright. Now mind you, this works with all vehicles, muscle cars, front wheel drives, rear wheel drives, SUVs, trucks, I believe motorcycles. I'm not sure about motorcycles considering they're two-wheeled vehicles, but I don't know, you guys could probably try something I haven't tried. But motorcycles, supercars, sports cars, most vehicles, every vehicle to be honest. But only
What's wrong with her
all
now?
vehicles that you can customize or store in your garage. So this vehicle is probably got a lot of traction. Yeah, it's got a lot of traction. So the engine's in the front, so really that would make it just basic. So if I were to put freaking neons in the back, that'd probably balance it out. So let's neons back. Now see, it's never had wheel spin before, but now wheel spin will traction is definitely different. It takes turns a little harder. It doesn't slide a little bit. Considering how I just hit that vehicle, to be honest, it actually had a lot of traction behind it. But to give you a better perspective of how the weight differential is actually working, I'm going to take it to my drift garage. I have a vehicle that took me a while to actually figure out as for weight differential, and it's from the update for the car conversions, like from the modern day 911 to the old school 911 turbo. So that it's not just neons. Weight differential goes for all parts now. So your front bumper has weight now, your rear bumper has weight, your spoiler has weight. Armor does not matter. Armor will not change the weight. Rims does not change the weight. Really, it's just cosmetic parts and customization parts like skirts, bumpers, possibly hoods. I want to say hoods, but probably not hoods. I don't think a hood would change the difference, but front bumper, skirts, rear bumper, and spoilers. So that's my Porsche 911 in a second, but I've used weight differential. I've done a weight differential build with this one. Never had to worry about that one. Did a weight differential build with this one. This one has weight differential built into it, and this one has weight differential. Now, I think I'd prefer actually to start out with the Viper. Now, everyone knows that the new Viper R9000 or the Banshee R9000, which I should be saying, it tends to spin out quite a bit whenever you try to drift. Now, if you put a neon in the back, take the spoiler off, you can actually hold that drift longer, control it better. As you can see here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to the shop, I'm going to take my rear neon off, and let you guys see what it does. To be honest, without the neon, it actually doesn't do everything. I have all the basic upgrades. I have a front bumper, and I got a rear bumper, and I got a side skirt. But the thing is, every little bit of weight actually does change up how a car handles. Doesn't matter really which car it is. You really just gotta be able to balance it out yourself. You either gotta pick and choose parts, or either you just can't put something on, or you just gotta compensate. Like, if you really want a front bumper on it and the engine's in the back, well, you gotta make a compensation. You either gotta add a side skirt, or either you should add a neon in the back. So there's a lot of things that really goes into this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the neon off my rear. There. Alright. Now I'm gonna drift around the garage once. See, and right now I'm actually experiencing some difficulty holding drifts. I can't link them. My power, it doesn't kick in as soon because the weight is missing, and like spinning out some. It's really hard to even hold my drift like I would if I had a neon. I'm actually having quite a bit of difficulty. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't spun out yet, because actually, without that neon, to be honest, with everything that I have on this, it would usually spin out on me.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
But me putting that neon back on is going to change the handling completely.
Good to go.
And back. there goes a wheel spin straight out of the garage. Now that should tell you that there is an obvious difference. Holding my grips more. I'm actually able to control my car better. And I can link. And the neon, it actually, now that I'm realizing it, it's actually giving me a little bit more control, so it's giving me a little bit more grip, but at the same time, I still don't have that same traction that I've been wanting. So, this is what the difference is for a car that has an engine in the front. So now I'm going to show you the difference between a vehicle that has an engine in the front and an engine in the back. And like I said before, people, this works with all vehicles. Like, let's just say with the Sultan RS. The Sultan RS, everyone knows that it can drift, but the thing is, it's very challenging to drift. I even know that, but if you add a supercar to being a supercar with extremely outstanding grip, so you'd be able to take corners a lot harder, honestly. I mean, the Sultan RS does have a lot of traction, but if you put neons on, depending on where you put the neons, let me add that as well, it will increase the grip, or either it will lose the grip. Because the neons, they do add weight. I'm not sure how much weight. There's really no telling how much weight any of the parts really are. Like, I can't tell you how much the front bumper of this car weighs, and I had to put a neon in the front considering the engine was in the back. So that's another thing. And since every vehicle handles differently, you really, it's not, say, the actual position where the engine is, it's more like the handling itself. And you got to take in consideration of the fact that maybe some cars are faster, some cars have a shorter body, some cars are longer than others, and you got to take like every single aspect of that into consideration before putting a neon on. So I'm gonna show you the Porsche 911. This one, it has a neon on the front, and I don't have a rear bumper on because all the weight is already in the back. And I don't have a spoiler as well because all the weight is in the back. But you can add an exhaust and you can add a side skirt, but I suggest not adding a beefy side skirt because actually, depending on which side skirt you pick, the weight does increase. So be mindful of that as well. But you really do have to take everything into consideration, people. Like, see, you can see now that I have a neon in the front, I don't have a skirt, I don't have a rear bumper, I don't have a spoiler either. So you have to take all that into consideration. Like this vehicle before, without the neon and without, when I had the rear bumper and I had the spoiler on, like it really was like extremely drippy. And this car does have bulletproof tires on as well. And the tires, they don't really change up the handling like everyone thought before. But you find out what nobody even knew is that when the second gen came out, they actually added weight differential, which is actually outstanding, which kind of makes sense because some of the vehicles in the game, they handle similar to each other, but if you were to add certain parts, they would actually kind of drive differently. Like you get two T20s, get certain parts, take certain parts off, take certain parts on, and the cars will actually handle differently. Not just because of the spoiler, or not just because of the upgrades,